What is up, everybody? Bigjuicyhog here. Sorry if this sounds weird. This is my first attempt at doing any kind of recording on my iPhone, so there won't be a lot of editing. So if you get a lot of uhs and stuff like that in there, I apologize in advance. But what I wanted to talk about today is one of my absolute favorite mobile games. It's not free to play, so just disclaimer up front. But it's without a doubt the best boxing game / simulator there is on the entire market. And I think that includes anything that there's on PC as well. So the name of the game is Leather Tactical Boxing Management. I know that there's a subreddit for it as well called Leather the Game. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get into it right away so you can just take a look at it, all the features it has, and decide if you like it or not. So I'm going to create a new game just so we can get started from the very beginning. I have a pretty good gym already, but so number of players would be 1. I'm going to up the funds since this is just going to be a throwaway gym. $5 million. You can select anywhere up to $1 billion and starting at $50,000, depending on how hard you want it to be at the start. But we're going to do $5 million. You hit continue. And you can also choose the name of your gym. So I'm going to do Bigjuicyhog 2 because I already have a Bigjuicyhog. That's what she said. Alright, and you go to continue. It's building the game right now. I already have some of my settings set up from before. For example, I like for the matches themselves to go at 16 times speed. Alright, so it gives you a bunch of tasks that you need to do at the start. So the first thing you need to do when you start a new game is you need to recruit. So I'm going to recruit boxers. You just look through. You can go and click on them, see how good their stats are. It goes up to 100%. So I'm just going to grab a couple random dudes out of the start here. I don't want to be too shitty, honestly. See, this guy has some... Oh my god, his toughness, though. Well, his other stats are pretty good, so I'm going to offer him a contract. And there's one. Let's go down to welterweight. See if we got anyone decent here. Yeah, his stats look okay. Offer a contract. I'm going to offer 3 contracts. I find that 3 is a good start, especially if you're going to get support staff, because each support staff can support 3 boxers at a time. So you get 1 of each kind of support staff, and then 3 boxers, and all 3 of your support staff can support each of those 3 boxers. So we'll do a super featherweight too. See, yep, this guy looks good enough. Offer him a contract. If you look at the contracts, it has a duration of years, what the boxer earning split is, and the signing fee. So offer that contract. So that's something you want to pay more attention to if you're starting a low budget gym like $50,000 or $250,000. First time I played it, I managed to go bankrupt, so that wasn't very fun. Alright, so we got some boxers. Now we want some coaches. So I'm just going to go and get the best coach available. Usually the best ones are already at the top. This guy's got... So you usually want a coach that has good dogmatism, and then the other stats on the left. Obviously, the stats on the right matter as well as far as training your boxers. But I'm going to go ahead and offer him a contract. Boom. And then I also want to get a physiotherapist and a nutritionist. So if you read the descriptions of these, they each have something different that they do for your boxers. If you do get the game, you'll look at that, but I'm not going to go too in-depth over that, but I like to have 1 of each one. However, there's no physiotherapist currently available, and there's only 1 nutritionist. His stats kind of suck balls, but let's get him anyways. Alright, offered him. So, we've already gone and we've offered guys contracts, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit continue. And this loads. And boom, tasks. So you've got all the people that accept the deals over here. So you just have to go into their profile, accept contract. I like starting them at the bottom. You can start them up higher if you like, but I prefer to start them at the bottom. I like getting in more fights. Okay, so he's already signed. Go in here, accept this contract. Start him at rank 49. And get this guy as well. Alright. So we got all them. Now we need to go support staff and contracts. Both of them accepted as well. So we got Lance Everly from New Zealand, 57 years old, wants to work with my gym, and Les Travis from England, 36 years old, accept contract. So now, once you've accepted the contracts, you don't have anything to do with them the first week, so we just hit continue game. And we're loading up another week. Alright, so what you want to do is go to my gym. So first thing I do is I go to my support staff, and you got a coach here, so I'm going to choose my coach. Scroll down and you got 3 unassigned slots, so I'll assign him. I'll assign him. And I will assign him. Alright, so go back to the nutritionist. He's idle. You need to do the same thing and assign some more to him. Assign to him. Assign to him. And we'll assign him as well. So these guys have a coach and a nutritionist right off the bat, which is probably plenty good enough. As you can see up here on your support staff, you've got total funds. We've got $4.6 million left, and we've got a monthly expense of $7,750. Go back to boxers. As you can see, they're all idle and they can't challenge. So we got my first guy, Christopher Trevino, cruiserweight. His stats are actually pretty good, except for his toughness, which is a giant pile of shit, and it's very likely to get him knocked out if I don't start beefing that up a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and issue a challenge. At the beginning, you like to challenge the tomato cans just to get your stats up. So up here at the top of the division, you see the champion. As you can see, he has all 3 of the belts right now, so he's a unified champion, and it goes all the way down, I believe, to rank 50-ish. So the first guy we're going to fight is a giant tomato can that's 0-25. Go ahead and challenge them. And the way challenges go, if you challenge someone that's a rank above you, you can challenge immediately after that fight. If you challenge somebody that's below you, there's like a 4-week or something waiting period before you can do another challenge. So if you're interested in doing a lot of challenges, it's better to challenge people above you. Alright, next guy. You see this guy's got pretty decent starter stats. Got some good punching. So if you look at the stats here, on the left hand side you've got, what hand they are, their weight, height, reach, the fitness, which goes down after a fight. Morale is obviously the morale. Then you've got stamina, dexterity, agility, reflexes, hand speed, strength, toughness, footwork, cunning, guarding, jab, cross, hook, and uppercut. So you'll want to, bump those up depending on what kind of fighter you want. Depends on what stats you're going to bump up first. So I'm going to issue a challenge. As you see in this division, there's 3 different champions, so they haven't done any unifying. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom. This 3-26 tomato can is going to be my first challenge. And we'll go ahead and do the last one here as well. Now you can try to go up faster if you want, but eventually you're going to start hitting guys that... So you can also look at the stats of your opponents too before you go in. So if you don't know if it's going to be a good idea for you to fight someone, go look at their stats. So if they've got way better stats than you, go ahead and avoid them. This guy's another 0-0, so I went ahead and did all that. Boom. You'll get news at the end of the week, so it's talking about some titles. We don't care about that right now because we are brand new. Continue game. So we're going to go into the next one. So if you go into my gym, currently they're all busy, nothing going on. So at the start, boom, continue game. Easy, next week. So what we're doing is we're trying to get to our fights. So as you see, we got Christopher Trevino's in training camp for the upcoming bout. This is when you start training their stats. So this guy's toughness literally is terrible, so I'm going to start upping his toughness probably for quite a while. Alright, I'm going to use concentrated training since it wasn't an option and hit toughness. Keep in mind if you use concentrated training, it's going to cost you $12,500 every time you do it. So if you are completely rich, as you will be at some point, you can do it. If not, it's up to your discretion. So these guys are busy. Alright. light middleweight. Okay, so that's more news that I don't care about. I'm going to hit continue. Now I should have the option to do some more training this week on my other boxers as well as the same guy. So as you can see here, Christopher Trevino, he wants some more toughness because his toughness is trash. Okay, Julian Vaynes, the Belgium 21-year-old welterweight. So if you look at his stats, they're actually pretty well distributed. So you can sometimes just look at what's the lowest. And I think I'm going to add some strength since that's an option. Get it from 18 to 22%. Every time you add stats, it's 4%, so it's not too bad. And the last guy here, Cyril I don't know, he's Polish. You can pronounce that name. And he's got pretty well-rounded stats here, so we'll just go ahead and throw some into dexterity. I mean, this is a guy that would probably end up being a world champion within, 20 fights. So, go back. Gives you some news on some world championship fights. Hit continue so you can get to your own stuff, because at this point, who really cares about the other stuff? So we are now on to our first fight. So you can scroll down and see all the cards and what they have. You'll always tell who your person is because they'll show up in orange. And here's Christopher Trevino making his professional debut. And I'll hit continue. Okay, so the tail of the tape, it's got me versus this guy, Vaclavas Urbanus. He's a 30-year-old right-hander. He's 200 pounds, so we're cruiserweight division. He's 5'10", the 70-inch reach, and he's 0-25, so he's pretty terrible. My guy's 18 years old, right-hander, 200 pounds, 6 foot, 78-inch reach, and he's got 0 bouts, so we're going to proceed to the rules. 4-round contest. It's 18 feet ring. The bigger the ring, the better it is for like boxers, and the smaller, better for sluggers. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown. Boxers can be saved by the bell in the last round only, and the referee can stop the fight at any time. So we proceed to the corner. It's got all your stats. It's got your consciousness. That's when you're taking headshots. If it gets down to 0, you get knocked down. Core is your body, so if you get down to 0, you get knocked down. And energy, if it gets down to 0, you can build it back up by running around. But if you don't, you'll be pretty ineffective and you'll probably get knocked down. So it's got all the different kinds of punches. It's got the scorecards. And up here, if you click Fight Plan, you can choose a fight plan. I'm just going to use whatever they've picked. Usually they pick a decent fight plan for your person. I like to do sluggers a lot, so if you want to look, you go to use stock fight plan. They've got an inside defensive, inside offensive, outside defensive, outside offensive. Recuperate flee, so if you got beat up the last round and you want to recuperate smother if you're not very speedy. Slugger defensive, so if you're defensive and you want to throw big power shots. And slugger offensive in case you're wanting to just go all out and throw bombs. So for starters, we're just going to use the stock fight plan, see how that goes. And you'll begin round 1 of 4. I've got it at 16 speed. You'll see the 2 little dots. I'm the blue dot, he's the red one, and it will give you a readout at the bottom of what's going on. So obviously I'm doing it very quickly. You can see the total punches. I've already scored 2 knockdowns. So it says he's climbing off the canvas, stumbling down again, he's out. Christopher Trevino wins by knockout. So won that fight, and you can go back to the corner. And it shows what happened at the end. It shows injuries. So he had a cheek minor bruising. He was knocked down 2 times. I landed 21 out of 34. He landed 0 out of 12. And we proceed. And we made $250. So we proceed. And that's the end of the week. That's the only fight that we had scheduled this week. I believe there's a couple next week. And then you can continue to train with your other guys. So I'm not going to keep going into it since you guys have already got the gist of it. You have my gym, which you go into, which will show your fighters and stuff like that. You can recruit more if you want. We've got rankings here, where you can go look at the rankings. Hall of Fame, it shows the best fighters based on their, I guess, kind of like their ELO. So they'll have like a score associated with what they've done over their career. Continue game, exit. So for example, rankings here, you can go by boxers or gyms. Cruiserweight division. So obviously we have that guy, and we have my guy all the way down here, 47.0 with 1 knockout. So that's pretty much the game. It can go on for pretty much ever. As your fighters get older, they'll start to decline a little bit until it's probably a good time to retire them. Certain fighters will come out of retirement, go into retirement. You know, when they come back from retirement, a lot of times it'll be because it'll say they needed the money or they wanted to add to their legacy or whatever. Just adds a little bit of flavor to the game, honestly. So if you're looking for a really cool mobile boxing game / sim, this is absolutely it. Like I said, it's not free. I think it costed me like $3.99 or something like that, but the amount of hours of fun you can get just farting around on here is a lot, and it's definitely worth the price tag. So I would definitely say check it out, and if you like my content, like and subscribe on the channel. If you like these mobile reviews, let me know and I'll do some other ones in the future, and I hope you have a good day.